cars that you text in instead of driving, a robot army, two-seater cars with no controls. Do Tesla actually understand what people want? Hello again YouTube, and welcome back to Just Get a Tesla. And on today's video I want to unpick last week's Q3 earnings call, which let's just say was a bit controversial, going off the barrage of different opinions that I am experiencing over on X. This one has been an absolute doozy, I think, in terms of the future direction of travel of the company and people's reaction to it. So I'm sheltering inside my Tesla Model Y Juniper from the hideous weather that we've got today. And this is a car that, according to Tesla, is a robotaxi. This is the exact same hardware that has been driving around a few city streets in the US as they've started rolling this out. And that apparently is the future of the business, the entire future of the business. So I think we can divide opinions up really into three different groups. You have got the Tesla bulls. Yeah, everything's great. Everything Elon says is absolutely the gospel truth. My shares in Tesla are going to the moon.
You've got the Tesla bears.
What an absolute load of nonsense is all of this. I mean, nobody wants that. He breaks every promise that's going. Where's the Roadster? He said robotaxis were going to be in half of the US cities by the end of 2025, and it's not happened. It's all lies. And then I think in the middle, you have got, well, people like me, Tesla customers who, how can I put this, want to buy a great car, right? Tesla's customers want to buy a car. Tesla's customers aren't all in on robotics, even if their shareholders apparently seem to be. So I want to unpick this a little bit with the different things that were being said. So let's just say that this earnings call has upset quite a lot of people within the Tesla community. And I think the point that really wound people up the most was the promise of FSD version 14 Lite coming to North American cars at the end of Q2 2026. So that is 9 months away, and it's for the US. But there's an awful lot of people saying, hey, I didn't pay for Lite. You didn't sell me Lite, you sold me full self-driving, and now you're telling me that I can't have it. And that, of course, is for hardware 3 vehicles, okay, so slightly older ones, or some people who are even older than that in cars where they've got no chance of getting it. So there is a basic point here about overpromise and underdeliver. If you sell somebody a product or service and then don't deliver it for years and then keep basically dangling it in front of the donkey like a carrot, then it's understandable that you're going to upset people. And this is loyal Tesla enthusiasts. This is loyal early adopters who've gone in and not just bought the cars, but have actually then gone and paid for the software. And FSD. Here's the problem with FSD. At the moment, Tesla owners aren't buying it. Okay, on this earnings call, the CFO said that the fleet-wide take-up of FSD is 12%, 12%, 1/8 of the vehicles capable of FSD have actually bought FSD. Well, that tells me two things. The first one is FSD is an expensive add-on, right? You're looking in the region of $10,000, £8,500 or euros in that kind of market, depending on which currency that you're actually using, which is an awful lot of money for an awful lot of people. And I think the second one is people don't get it yet. People don't get why they should be paying the money for FSD. And Elon has said, well, if you get FSD, then instead of having to drive the car, you'll be able to text instead. Well, texting's a bit 1998, mate. I think there is a division here, okay? There is a division here between where Tesla think people are and where people are, okay? If FSD take-up is only 12%, then there is a gulf between what they think and what people are actually doing. But it's all about robotics, apparently. It's not about cars. It's not about having the best-selling car in the world, and it's not about making actual money from selling the best-selling car in the world. They are all in on robotics, and there's two kinds of robotics. There's the wheeled kind and there's the legged kind. Okay, so let's talk about wheeled robots first. And again, this is what's getting a lot of people both excited and I think fed up. The next big car that Tesla are going to build is not a replacement for the Model S, Model X. It's not the Roadster 2, which was promised, what are we now, 6 years ago, something like that, and still hasn't appeared. And it's not apparently going to be the new small car, which has been promised for quite a few years. The bulls are saying that a cybercab, a two-seater autonomous vehicle with no controls, is what normal people want to buy. The bears are saying, no, the regulator cap won't allow it. There's only 2,500 vehicles actually allowable on this thing in the US. And then again, the customers are saying, look, I'd like a car that's got more than 2 seats and a steering wheel. Golf size, that'd be amazing. And I've had loads and loads and loads and loads of comments from Tesla consumers who want to buy that car. So look, in my opinion, and a lot of this is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. I think that very, very few consumers are going to buy the Cybertaxi if it's actually offered to them. Very few. I am sure taxi fleets will be going out there trying to do it. And I know Tesla are talking about the cost per mile and all of this kind of stuff, right? They're obviously wanting to put Uber out of business. Well, are Tesla really wanting to be in the business of running taxis, or are they a car manufacturer, right? Because that's a big old distraction to be getting involved in. But let's talk about putting Uber out of business, because how can I put this? Uber has been really controversial as a business, okay? It has had all kinds of licensing and regulatory issues to allow it to actually start operating in particular markets, in particular cities, because of the impact that it has on jobs, okay? On jobs. Imagine the reaction of cities like London, who were very, 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 very restrictive on Uber, if Tesla come along and say, hey, we're going to put all of your taxi drivers out of business. You see that black taxi that is literally globally iconic? Nobody wants that. Everybody wants a two-seater Tesla Cybercab. They're not going to get licensed. And that's just London. I can tell you now, they are not going to get this thing licensed in a whole stack of cities globally. They're not. And I know they think that they are, and the bulls are there going, yeah, this is what everybody wants. But is it? Is it really? You know, where are we at? Waymo take-up in San Francisco is what, 15% market share at the beginning of this year? This is all about market forces, and this is about consumer choice. And honestly, some people will definitely want that, but I can't see it being the big everything that Tesla seem to think that it's going to be. And again, there is no way on this planet that is going to get licensed in a whole stack of places because, frankly, of the economic and social impact, negative impact that it's going to have. And that's just the wheeled robots. We've then got to talk about Optimus, or as Elon Musk called it, the robot army that Tesla are going to build. Okay, he said that he is building a robot army, and he was very concerned about control of this robot army being taken off him, which is why he wants his $1 trillion, please. Here's a hot take. If you're a government, never mind one of the governments where Elon Musk has said that he wants you overthrown, right? But if you're a government and somebody has built a robot and that robot is now capable of doing my job and your job and his job and her job and everybody else's job, it's capable of doing everything from manufacturing to brain surgery, right? Because Elon's saying that the new one can do surgery. We have got a robot which will destroy society. Okay, I am a huge science fiction fan. Huge science fiction fan. I always have been. But I know the power of dystopia. I know the power of this new technology to absolutely trash society, okay? And here is the problem, right? AI is already an issue, and I use AI, right? I am not some kind of Luddite. AI has got huge potential and uses, but a significant part of that potential is destroying jobs, and not just individual jobs, but whole sectors of jobs. Think what a robot that's able to go and do all of these other jobs can do. And I know the bulls are saying, yeah, nobody wants to work. Fine, maybe people don't want to work, but they still need to live. So if they're not able to work because AI and Tesla robots have taken their jobs from them, who's going to actually pay them to be able to pay their bills, have enough money to go out there and buy goods and services, circulate money around the economy? It's called capitalism, right? You have to earn money to then spend money. And unless you're spending money, money isn't circulating and businesses close and people lose their jobs, okay? If the robots are going to take everybody's jobs, then governments are going to have to give people a universal basic income. Governments are going to have to replace the employer and just give people money, otherwise their economies stop. And I know there'll be people again screaming at the screen and saying, Ian, think about all of the potential and all of the upsides. Yeah, I can see that. But what I'm saying is that in today's politics, whether it's in the US or here in the UK, other parts of Europe, wherever, right? In today's politics, the kind of people who are ramping this are the exact same kind of people who always vote against giving other people money. The people who are going to be making the profits off the robot army are not the same people who are then going to be voting for a universal basic income and voting to give other people money as whole sectors of the economy are destroyed by AI and robots. They're not. Sorry, but there is a significant grouping here of people who are in it for themselves, for their Tesla shareholding, and they want the thing to go to the moon and it's going to make them a fortune. And that's absolutely fine. I have no problem with people making money. I am a capitalist. I am in business, right? Business is good, but business always operates within a framework. And this is, for me, where the whole Tesla Q3 earnings call, to get back to the topic, turns into a giant hot mess, because half the stuff that Tesla are talking about is never going to be licensed, right? Never going to be licensed. You are not going to see whole fleets of Tesla Robotaxis scuttling around London or Manchester or Paris or any of these cities, destroying jobs. New York is not going to get rid of the New York taxi cab and replace it with a fleet of robots. It's not. And if you think that it is, honestly, think again. The politicians are going to be told by the voters where they can stick their robot taxis. The politicians are going to be told by the voters that they don't want to lose their job and their friends' jobs and their families' jobs and their kids' jobs to robots. They're going to be told very clearly that that's not going to happen, and they're not going to legislate to allow it. They're not going to license Elon Musk's robot army. So what does that leave Tesla with? All of the focus is on AI and robotics and automation, while the competition is catching up on the two USPs, remember them, charging and self-driving. Tesla are making a serious wrong turn here, a serious wrong turn. I honestly think Tesla could do an amazing job, radically, of building and selling cars. Building and selling the best cars that there are. Going out there and being the absolute market leader, both in terms of safety. This is the safest car ever tested, right? Fantastically safe vehicle, fantastically efficient vehicle. It's low running costs, it's low maintenance, it's extremely comfortable. It can fit a huge amount of people and stuff inside it. This is a fantastic car, and Tesla should be building more of them, not diverting themselves off to build robot armies. Build more cars for people who want to buy more cars, because that is the market. Because if they don't, then here's what's going to happen. The likes of BYD and all of these other brand manufacturers are going to have Tesla for lunch and probably dinner as well. Even Mercedes, arch legacy manufacturer of old, okay, who have used its industrial might to slow things down in Europe. We can all accept that. But Mercedes have now built a drivetrain that is more efficient than Tesla, right? They have got a car in the new CLA that is more efficient than this car. And Tesla were way ahead of everybody else. So you're going to have a car that's got nicer bits inside it, that goes much further than this, and has even lower running costs. So what's Tesla's USP when they're overtaken by Mercedes, when they're overtaken by BYD. What is it? And for the people who are shouting and saying FSD, 12% take up on FSD. I honestly can't make this point hard enough. People like choice. I will love FSD in this car. I will be out videoing and enjoying FSD in this car, and then I'll be turning it off and I'll be driving my car because I like to drive, and most people like to drive, and the bulls insist that people don't like to drive, and the customers say yes we do, which is why we're in this bizarre place where the bulls are saying everybody wants to buy a two-seater car with no controls, and Tesla's customers are saying, what? Are you mad? So this is a debate, right? These are my opinions. You will have your own opinions, and some of them might agree with my opinions and some of them might disagree with them. Let's have a debate. Debate is marvelous. Genuinely, I want Tesla to win. I'm not running a YouTube channel called Just Get a Tesla because I don't want people to just get a Tesla. I am in it for Tesla because I think Tesla build amazing cars. That's all I'm saying. Build more cars, spend less money on robots. Tell me I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I will see you back here very soon if I haven't been replaced by an Optimus robot on Just Get a Tesla.